Well, hello once again. I've been out and about today, a little walk around Liverpool like I usually do, and something that I remember reading the other day was that the Labour politician Mike Amesbury has now been summoned to court. This is This is actually because of something that he did whilst out with friends on a night out in Frodsham. For people that don't know, Mike Amesbury is the Labour politician for Runcorn, Frodsham and Helsby. That's a seat within Cheshire. Something you might not know is that yours truly, myself, is actually from Runcorn originally. But Mike Amesbury is not my MP. The seat of Runcorn, Frodsham and Helsby was actually created earlier this year. Before that, it was another person. I won't go into who he is because the other person is innocent in all of this. But it used to be the seat that is now Runcorn, Frodsham and Helsby used to be Weaver Vale. What has happened is that Mike Amesbury has assaulted a constituent of his in Frodsham whilst he was on a night out. Admittedly, he did it whilst he was drunk and because he was getting pestered by this guy, but that is absolutely no excuse. I have never voted for Mike Amesbury because I've never had any need to. I didn't live in the original Weaver Vale section. What has bothered me is that it's taken so long for this to happen, for him to go into court over this. If there is any justice in the Labour Party, and this is where the whole thing should happen, because the Labour Party is now run by a solicitor, a lawyer, there should be some justice in this, where it's a case of, right, well, I'm sorry, Mr. Amesbury, you've assaulted someone in broad day. I say broad daylight, you've assaulted someone whilst it's in the dark, you're on camera, you've done it, there's no excuse, we have to let you go. That's if there was any. I don't think that'll happen. I think Keir Starmer will just quietly cover it over. I must point out that whilst this happened, Mike Amesbury in the whole thing was very aggressive and he was very arrogant. I have to admit that I've actually met the guy once at a remembrance event on November 11th. I think it was 2012 or maybe 2011, I forget when, but I have met him. Of course, if he sees this, he will outright deny that he's ever done this, but he did meet me. And even with me, even when I congratulated him then on gaining his seat, he was very smug and he was very aggressive about it. So what you see of him assaulting that poor, unfortunate constituent is exactly what he's like in real life. He's arrogant, he's aggressive. Yeah, there's no change in. Like I said, if there is any justice with the Labour Party, then let's hope that he loses his seat, because he should do for something like this. If it was anyone else in any other party, be it Conservatives or the Liberal Democrats, or, as everyone seems to be gunning for them right now, Reform, or perhaps even the SNP, if this had happened in any other British political party, you could bet your last pound coin that that person would be out on their arse. I just hope that Mike Amesbury is. After this attitude and his behaviour, they need to take a look at what he's done. No, you're no longer fit for public servant. One thing politicians shouldn't be doing is assaulting their constituents. That is an extreme way of saying, I do not want your vote anymore. So, if that's the case, well done, Mr. Amesbury. You have just managed to secure the fact that you don't have a future. Now, as always, if you like what I've got to say, then like and subscribe. If you agree with what I'm saying, then brilliant. If you don't agree with what I'm doing, if you don't agree with what I'm saying, if you only partially agree, then brilliant. If you don't agree at all, then brilliant. Let me know why you don't agree. And I'll be very happy to talk to you about this. Anyway, that is all I've got to say. So until next time, take care.